Today, we're going to take a trip to the unspoken parts of Halo to see some secret maps that 343 needs to add to Halo 3 when it gets released to the Master Chief Collection on PC. Alright, dumb intros aside, today I'm going to show you guys 4 maps that 343 should add to Halo 3 MCC when it releases on PC and then subsequently onto Xbox once it gets its patch. Before I show you these maps, I'm going to give you a very quick rundown of what Halo Online is in case you don't know what it is. This rundown is super brief, so I'm leaving out many of the details, but you can find all of them somewhere on the internet if you look for them. Halo Online was a free-to-play Halo game that was being developed for the Russian market. The game eventually though ended up being cancelled before having a proper release, and from there a group of modders known as the El Dorito team put in a ton of time and effort using the framework of Halo Online and turned it into a de facto Halo 3 on PC. This was well before the Master Chief Collection was even announced, and it stayed in this state for quite some time until their 0.6 release. It was at this point that the game started getting a ton of attention, and sadly Microsoft went and shut it down. Well, sort of. Technically the game still exists to this day with servers you can play on. However, due to some information, tons of people thought the game was just straight up shut down, or thought that you would get banned for playing it or get in trouble. In reality, what happened was the El Dorito team was no longer allowed to work on the mod, and official download links were removed from their website, making it harder to find. This was accompanied with some DMCAs from Microsoft to various streamers and YouTubers that had played the games on their channels, and I think that played a huge part into why people were so scared and thought that the game was just straight up gone. Anyways, why does any of this matter? Well, Halo Online runs on a modified version of the Halo 3 ODST engine, which means it shares some similarities to Halo 3. If you followed Halo Custom Edition or Halo 2 Vista on PC back in the day, you will know that the PC exclusive maps that those ports got were actually brought into the Master Chief Collection with those games. This is most likely just due to the fact that 343 used the Gearbox and Vista port as their starting point on those games, but regardless, on Xbox Master Chief Collection and PC Master Chief Collection, you now get all the maps for those games, including all the Xbox DLC and PC exclusive maps. This is really cool for fans of those games for obvious reasons. Some people may have never played on those maps back in the day if they didn't play on PC, or if they did play them on PC back in the day, it just provides additional content into the game. It also, in a way, makes the Master Chief Collection the more complete version of the game, as it now has the maps from all the different versions along with all the different DLCs, making it that true full package it was kind of marketed as. So with Halo 3's upcoming release and the need for 343 to make this game hit the ground running full force, the addition of extra maps would be really cool for players who never got to experience them in Halo Online, or did experience them and just happened to enjoy them and want to play them some more. If you aren't aware, Halo Online's map pool mostly consisted of the same Halo 3 maps that we played back in the day, except for these 4, and therefore, these are the 4 maps that should make their way to Halo 3 MCC PC and eventually Xbox. First up is the map Icebox, which happens to be a remake of the map Turf from Halo 2. While to me not one of Halo 2's strongest maps, the map definitely has a unique layout to it that not many other maps in the Halo universe satisfy. I mean, what other maps in the franchise have a warthog on them despite being so small you can barely drive it anywhere? The description of the map describes it as a 4 to 10 player map, although honestly I would say 4 to 8 is going to be your sweet spot. If you are a turf connoisseur, some interesting changes that you will find is the cool nighttime snowy atmosphere that really gives it a ODST style vibe, the movement of the location from Mombasa to Tyume, Russia, along with the scarab being replaced with just some rubble. To be honest, that last one is a change I don't mind at all, as walking past this broken scarab in Halo 2 always annoyed me. The buildings also have a slightly different appearance to go along with the locale change. Overall, the layout of the map basically stays the same, so the map pretty much feels just like Turf did with those updated aesthetics. Out of the 4 maps that we're going to go over, I would say that this one is the strongest and the one I would want most to see ported into Halo 3. Next up is Diamondback, which you're going to immediately notice is a remake of the Halo 3 map Avalanche, which is a remake of the map Sidewinder from Halo CE. Similar to Icebox and Turf for the most part, Diamondback's layout is identical to Avalanche's. They did, however, go from the snowy aesthetic that both Avalanche and Sidewinder showcased to the more sand and desert based aesthetic. Along with that change, various other small changes have been tweaked, such as the placement of hills and rocks, vehicle layouts and spawns, and the change from Forerunner design to a more human design for both the man cannons and bases. Just like Icebox, the location of the map has also been changed, and this time it's from Installation 08 to an unidentified moon. Now while this map doesn't necessarily offer as much to the Halo 3 sandbox, due to the fact that it's basically just a reskinned Avalanche, I would say it still has a place in the game. It wouldn't be the first time that a game has introduced a very similar map with just different aesthetics. Even the slightest change to a map can keep gameplay feeling fresh, as the environment that you're playing on looks different and gives off a totally different vibe. While Avalanche gives off that cold, snowy winter setting, Diamondback and its arid desert setting invoke the exact opposite feeling. Just like Avalanche, Diamondback is mostly good for BTB, but also does provide some cool opportunities for forgers. The third map that I want to talk about is Edge, and this is going to be the first map that would be totally new to the mainline Halo series, and it is not a remake of a previous map. Edge is set on a remote frontier world of partition and is a Forerunner databank, perfect for that 4v4 style gameplay. The map is symmetrical and offers a sweet view as it is set on the side of a cliff. With the default spawns, power weapons on this map consist of the gravity hammer, beam rifle, rockets, energy sword, and shotgun if you happen to also consider that a power weapon. The map itself is fairly small and consists of 2 bases on each end that have 4 different tunnels coming out of each of them. These 4 tunnels with 2 on each side will take you to the 2 sides of the map where you can confront your enemies, or you can go into the middle of the map where the rockets spawn. However, you're going to need your teammates' help if you try to grab these rockets, as the middle of the map is very open and it is hard to grab these unless you have cover. I played this map a bit back in the day when there was still a player base, and I would say out of the 2 original Halo Online maps that I did enjoy this one more. And now for the last map that we're going to talk about, Reactor. This is another map that is unique to Halo Online and is a map set around a reactor site located in the Lethbridge Industrial Complex. This consists of grassy mountainous terrain combined with human structures. Unlike Edge, this is going to be a map that is much more well suited for big team battle and has various vehicles to complement that style of play. Just like the name implies, this map revolves around the reactor in the middle of the map. On the outside of this reactor though is a C-shaped layout consisting of a team base on each end, and then a small structure outside of the main reactor in the middle, which is where the rockets will spawn. If you go into the reactor though, in the middle of it you're going to find some platforms that look pretty sweet, but they also go up and down. The purpose of them going up and down is that when they're at the highest point, you can jump on them to retrieve the overshield that spawns at the very top. In the reactor, along with that middle part, is an upper and lower floor that you can kind of run around and take different spots on. The upper floor goes around the outside of the reactor on a kind of a ledge that overlooks the outside of the map, and up there you can find the sniper rifle, which you can then pick up to snipe unsuspecting victims out on the map. To be honest, this map is one that I didn't really play much back in the day, but from what I remember, it is decently fun. And adding another BTB map to the pool is always a good thing. If it was up to me, I'd prefer to never play another sandbox forge map in matchmaking, so get more maps in there and take those out. Neither of these maps got tons of love from the El Dorado community back in the day, as most people resorted to the Halo 3 maps that they were familiar with, or eventually the various other maps that were made in Forge or modded in. Despite that, I would love to see these maps get to live sort of a second life in Halo 3 MCC, where I think players that have been playing for years on Xbox would jump at the bit to see some new and fresh maps that are not just Forge maps. While I think some players may just prefer brand new, totally unique maps, these 4 maps offer the ability to bring in some maps that people may not have played or haven't played very much without 343 needing to develop brand new maps. So that is going to do it for the 4 secret maps that should be added to Halo 3 MCC. I know I'm not the best when it comes to describing maps, but I hope between listening to me ramble along with the visuals, you were able to get a slight gist of what these maps could offer to the Halo 3 sandbox. Also, please don't ban me, Microsoft, I just wanted to share these maps. That is going to do it for the video, but before I go, I do have a quick announcement. I recently set up channel memberships, so if you want to support the channel in more ways, you can check that out and kind of see what's going on. For now, the perks are pretty basic, but you get various different things like priority Q&As, the ability to offer video topics, along with some other stuff, and you can see all of that on the membership page. You also get some cool badges and emotes. As always though, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. If you want to catch me Rec Noobs live, you can follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Arrrash with 3 Rs, and if that isn't enough me for you, you can also follow me on Twitter at Arrrash with 4 Rs. With that said, I'll see you guys next time.